Okay, boys. Enjoy your picture show.
So, let's see. Sean, Ryan, Skylar, and Tyler do a podcast called The Shoot Show. Yeah, I bet you guys were in a lot of shoots. Oh, yeah. It must be a really good show. A really, really good show. Must have at least, 8 fans? 8, what do virgins like to advertise? What's a virgin advertising demographic? Oh, do you guys, kiss each other's hands? As Don Rickles would say, you hockey pucks. Nah, it's just a bunch of dumb names, too. A bunch of idiots. Both Raven, nevermore.
I'm buff, I'm the stuff, and the girls just can't get enough. And I'm always in a shoot. Tyler and Skylar, you fucking suck. But Ryan and Sean are great.
And that's a shoot.
We need to stop avoiding the Marine 5, guys.
Okay, fine. I don't have any more toys anyway.
Put it away. Put the knife away.
Put it away or I'll take it away.
Where's the pens?
No pens.
Hand check, Ryan. No flutes in your hands.
I'm fluteless, boys, I promise.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Shoot Show. This is episode 133. We're still trying to come down from the ultimate high that was Roadhouse. And it took us down real fast because we watched an unreleased episode of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
It's like the WB version of Sons of Anarchy is what we want.
Yeah, we watched the Marine 5. I'm Skylar Blank. With me, as always, is Double T Tyler Tubes.
Yes, I'm here, freshly roundhoused.
You still doing Tai Chi shirtless outside?
Man, look how fucking ripped he is. Of course he is. He's glistening.
Ugh.
All right, I'm gonna put the shirt back. I'm gonna put the
give us
shirt
back
back on.
that
I don't
AJ
want you guys to
Styles
lose
shirt.
focus.
Damn it. All right. Almost. Also, we have the dang possum, Ryan Clay.
One. Man, I'm here for some action. It's perfect too because I went to the gym yesterday. So today I'm feeling I'm all sore and shit. So I can put myself in the mindset of an action hero.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm mending wounds and stuff. When I get off the couch, I'm like, oh man, I got put through a wall. But
You just have really dried blood all over your arms.
dude, yeah,
A polar bear fell on me.
I've got a tasteful undershirt because my regular shirt was a tourniquet.
You do appear to have 2 shirts on, which is one too many. I feel.
always.
I keep an undershirt. I'm keep them classy.
Can't
Keep
do
them
it.
classy.
You were born an old man.
No, I was born a young man, and I just adopted
No.
old man habits. A nice,
Like you were
a
born
nice
with a flat cap on and a corncob
I
pipe.
can't say shit. I wore a fucking pocket watch.
Hold on, let me.
Ryan,
before we
Ryan
get
as a
into
little kid
things,
walking around as a 4-year-old go, that tree needs to come down.
Yeah, I was like, aggressive braking in cars has always been. It's like you're gonna wear through those brake pads way sooner than you should. You're not gonna get 35. But if anybody's listening and ever feels like a little something is lacking in their attire, try a nice 100% cotton undershirt. Stafford makes a good one. I get the large tall cut. It's nice. It'll hold you all in place, and it wicks up any kind of sweat throughout the day. It's nice.
I'm gonna counterpoint that and say the less clothes on, the better. I don't like long sleeve shirts. I haven't owned a pair of jeans since I was in 5th grade. I hate socks. I feel like pants are leg prisons. I don't,
You're just a hood.
like a good
I've
pair
worked
of
in the
jeans.
straight sun, and a long sleeve cotton shirt can actually keep you cooler than a short sleeve polyester. I'll take that.
That's
That's
a
because your
fool's game.
sweat's getting real cold from
It's
that
keeping the sun
tiny
off
breeze
the
you got.
surface of your skin. Off the surface. We're delaying the inevitable here, boys.
Yeah.
We're just padding this out because we don't want to talk about the Marine 5. You can't take there's no better opposite ends of the spectrum than to watch Roadhouse and then to watch the Marine 5. Because
Absolutely.
the dip in quality is remarkable.
Well, it's the difference in it's the guy in the corner of the bar that's like actual barbed wire around his neck, and he's a badass, and you don't have to find out for sure. Or the guy that's sitting at the bar making a big show of himself wearing a puka shell necklace. That's the difference in these two movies.
So
Like
yeah,
last
the Marine
week we
5 is
knew.
O'Connor.
Oh, dude, Jesus, man. Roadhouse is secure in its masculinity. Marine 5 is having to prove it. He's like, I'll kick your ass. I'll fight you right now. Patrick Swayze just smiles softly and walks outside. That's all.
Yes. The Marine 5 is the guy that Swayze escorts out in the beginning of the movie and then turns around and walks away from.
Sure. He's got a knife.
Didn't even bother with him.
Yeah, man. All right, see, and before we start shitting collectively on this movie, I want everybody to know that I go into a movie, my heart is open to the message of the filmmakers and crew. I respect what the work they've done. But this one betrayed that trust pretty early on. I was really hoping to be able to have a counterpoint to you guys trashing it in the group chat. But from the get-go, the WWE Studios is just an indicator of things to come in the opening tags and production slugs as the movie opens. Tyler, I think you mentioned that this is the first one actually produced by WWE in the series of the movie.
Well, yeah, this wasn't released by 20th Century Fox. It was they might have been made by WWE Studios, but 20th Century Fox had released the first 4. So, that doesn't bode well.
It doesn't entirely condemn it, but yeah, it sort of sets your expectations. I mean, I think I can't remember the first movie I saw from the WWE Studios, but it may have been The Chaperone.
Mine was See No Evil.
I was gonna say the one with Kane.
Okay, there you go. Well, that one's long overdue for a shoot show, guys. By the way,
for sure.
Wow.
It's been a while. I haven't watched it since it came out.
Wow.
But anyway, pretty quick start. I guess it puts you right into the act. I was trying to think of a really flowy word, and I couldn't think of anything. It puts you right on the back of a motorcycle.
Yeah, the title sequence intro looks like it was recorded on like an iPhone 2.
I was thinking like GoPro, something wide angle that you could mount, and it doesn't have a lot of good stability. It's very shaky.
I was immediately struck by the fact that The Miz is credited as himself, the Miz Mizanin, and Maryse is as well, but all the rest of them are credited as their wrestling names.
Yeah.
So it doesn't say, it says Bo Dallas, it says Heath Slater, it just says Naomi. It doesn't give her actual name. I wonder if that's a way to skirt SAG and pay them less or something.
I don't know.
It's strange. That was the one time I thought about something throughout this whole movie.
It could be something as convoluted as contract wording. When you're brought in at a certain level and you have exclusivity, you're only going to perform for this company under this name. And maybe as you get older, you're able to argue rights. I don't know. Fair enough. Or older.
I feel like if they had said
better, further along in the company, not older.
I feel like if they had said starring Taylor Rotunda, people would have been like, I don't know who that is, so I'm not going to spend the $3.
What a name, though. Taylor Rotunda, great name.
Yeah, that
is a great name.
Bo Dallas, yeah.
I would listen. I would go to like a music festival. It's like, oh yeah, Taylor Rotunda's singing. He's got a collection of jugs that he plays like the bongos. It's like, wow,
Taylor Rotunda
really?
is like the fat version of Taylor Swift.
Oh my God, it's her evil twin, Taylor Rotunda.
Fat Taylor Swift with a mustache.
She sings about breaking dudes' hearts all the time.
No, she sings really happy songs that everything works out with her because them boys love a chubby girl.
They don't really know. They don't really know how to stage a movie because this just kicks off out of nowhere. And I spent a while writing in my notes just what I called the guys, shooter and driver.
Yeah, they was it really does just stick you in. That's why I was stumbling over my words earlier, because it in a way it's kind of cool that they don't waste a lot of time with somebody waking up in bed and they're just like, oh, I'm late or some shit like that. They put you immediately on a motorcycle and we're going to a motorcycle gang meeting. It's at a small shack that people drink.
It's at the clubhouse, dude.
It's at the Single Deuce.
Yeah, there's only one.
Single Deuce.
But yeah, the motorcycle you follow in through the opening sequence pulls up to a crowded motorcycle bar. There's some big happening going on.
The Lost Legion Clubhouse.
The Lost Legion Clubhouse. Is that the only they have? Is this just for them. They don't just kind of like Thursdays is the Lost Legion night, guys.
Well, it had their name and logo on like the front of the bar and shit.
Fridays, ladies' night.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Sons of Anarchy, so I figured it was their clubhouse.
There's Razorbacks all over every bar in Arkansas. Don't mean they own it. Tyler, Skyler, damn it, I keep doing that tonight. We go from the bar.
Like an angry mother cycling through names while he yells at us.
I was just
Tyler, get off the roof.
But we pan over to a really nice old, it looks like 90s model. Is that a Ford?
I'm not going to guess.
I am not going to guess what model of car is.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't know. I didn't pay
Let me take this opportunity.
It looks almost like an F-150 to me.
Heap the apologies onto the Dank Possum for us stepping over him, saying that Dalton drove a BMW when Dalton definitely drove a Mercedes. To Texas. Yeah, I got just back-to-back mistakes on the Roadhouse episode. So I owe Ryan several Cokes and a hands-down slap to my face.
Daniel Webster cigar and we'll be even. I was honestly shook about my own logic. I would first question my own reality before yours. But no, this is actually an old Chevrolet. And back then when they had those nice boxy style trucks. But pans up and we got two young gentlemen and they were apparently plotting on this biker.
Yeah. I just wrote two sweaty, scared black guys.
Yeah. I don't know about it. I know
mine was Truck Bros.
They look like nice gentlemen. They don't seem to be grimacing near as much as the bikers that we've gotten a glimpse of. So you're kind of like, oh man, who's the good guy here? Where are we? What's going on?
Yeah, who's the face? Who's the heel? WWE do a better job of establishing this. But they're definitely sweaty and they're definitely nervous looking. They're waiting. They see the bike pull up that we see in the intro and they say, well, that's not him. So we know they're looking for somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know if we get their names at this point. Like I said, I just called them Driver and Shooter. I didn't know what else to call them, and I wasn't going to go back and amend my notes once I figured out. I'm way too late.
Are you talking about Heath Slater?
No, I'm talking about the guys in the truck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Cole. The one that, one of them is Cole, the one we see a lot.
Okay.
Well, I'm not trying to spoil anything for the people that haven't seen it. The one that doesn't die is Cole.
Oh, so one of them dies? we go
Show's
from the
over.
Parking lot.
That's all you need, Thomas.
We go from the parking lot into the bar, and we start getting glimpses of the players that
That's
in the movie.
Yep.
Man, we're seeing some wrestlers just right off the top. We got Heath Slater for one. Good to see him. Who else was in there? Naomi got a glimpse. She's working the bar, wearing some real confusing little bikini kind of situation.
Yeah,
we got Curtis Axel in the house.
Curtis Axel.
The Axeman. And was there another? Yes, there was. Is he in Van Halen now? What is Bo Dallas doing with that fucking hair?
That flowing mane on
Van
Bo
Halen.
Dallas.
I could do better. Was that Poison? Whitesnake.
Oh, that's like the backup bassist for what is it, Stryper.
The Christian glam band.
I do know that Bo Dallas's name is Alonzo in this movie, which does not look like it fits him.
Yeah, that doesn't fit at all. It seems like there was a guy that may have fit Alonzo, and he got replaced by Bo Dallas. But Bo Dallas right here, aside from looking like rhythm guitar and some 80s ballad band, he looks like Baby Corbin. As soon as he came around the corner, as soon as he came around the corner, he looked just like Baron Corbin. I was like, is that Baron Corbin? No, he's too tiny. Must be Bo Dallas. Corbin.
Must be Bo.
Bo Dallas is kind of the standout in this movie. I feel like we see him almost as much as, actually probably more than The Miz, because he kicks it off here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's in every setting of the movie. He's in the beginning before The Miz is introduced. He's in every inciting incident in every different location.
We spoiled that The Miz is in this. Damn it.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn it.
Bo Dallas is talking to the vice president of the biker club, whose name is Vince, I believe. Vincent, who is Heath Slater's character's brother.
Fucking Vince McMahon, are you shitting me? You can't Like, I mean, how do you have a WWE production and name one of your guys Vince and somebody doesn't elbow you like Vince McMahon? Like, come on, let's keep that name clean, I feel like.
I didn't even think about it. Not once.
Not once.
Well, fine, that was just me then.
But there is the fun, like, little kind of unnecessary exposition where that's right, because you're my bro. Okay.
Yeah.
Do people say that a lot?
Yeah, there was some shoehorned in exposition here. It's like, they don't want to waste a scene with it. Let's just say it as we're hugging.
That's right. When we go back out to see the guys in the truck, and as they watch a motorcycle pull up, then they realize that this is who they're looking for. And the driver takes a second to look at a picture, which is clearly his family. And, wow, it kicks off from there.
Dude, it can't beat you over the head more with, like, maybe the guy driving's not such a bad guy. You know, who's carrying around a picture, but is a bad guy? Nobody. Like, what was this movie made? It's 2017. Who's got a picture? Like a physical picture? Well, I guess he did just get out of prison, jumping ahead.
That's true.
Jesus, I'm horrible with a plot structure. I'm so sorry.
So they pull around, and the passenger guns down the guy as he gets off of his motorcycle. We can see he's an older guy, and it's not too hard to figure out that he is the head of the gang that they're waiting on inside the bar. His name's Rodrigo.
Poor Rodrigo. He dies Willem Dafoe style from Platoon.
Yeah. Yeah, he stands and takes at least 34 rounds.
And as they speed away in the truck, the entire bar empties out, and the bikers just unload on these guys. And both the driver and the shooter take slugs, which you almost never see in a movie. You almost never see somebody get shot through a car, like through the back of a car. So they shot through the tailgate, through the back of the truck, through the seat, and into both of them.
Which is actually more believable than later on where bullets penetrate nothing.
Yeah, they're deflected by a guardrail.
I mean, honestly, if one of these guys are shooting, like, jacketed 45 rounds, I could completely believe that it would go through the panel of a truck, for sure. But yeah, you're usually safe in movie logic. You're safe within the cab of a vehicle as long as somebody says duck and you get down. If somebody starts shooting before somebody says duck, somebody might die. I saw children.
That's true. There's kind of a cut, and we see the EMTs pulling up, and I think they want you to think that it's for this, but it isn't. It's unrelated.
It is not.
It's totally different scene. And we get our first look at the Miz, a.k.a. Jake Carter.
God almighty, what an American badass name that is.
Who wants to set the stage for this scene? Because this scene is insane.
This scene is the greatest scene in the movie. So
you go.
Okay. So we're introduced to the protagonist of the movie as an ambulance pulls up to what is, I can only describe as just a catastrophe.
I don't understand how it happened though.
A crane load of bricks has broken somehow and has fallen on some lady in her vehicle. Was this crane load of bricks over the street?
Like, it was like 9 at night, and like it's like the guy like had it in the air and was like, well, it's 5 o'clock. I'm done. And he didn't even like.
He just hops
he
out.
Just left.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Bad luck. This is the universe conspiring against you. If a load of bricks falls on you as you're driving, it was your time.
Yeah, that's kind of on par with like pianos or anvils, which we're led to believe would be a recurring.
That would have been even better. A whole pallet of anvils fell.
Yeah, we've got a grand piano on this Honda CRV.
I gotta stop driving by the Acme factory on my way home.
I don't know. I can't tell if this lady was out in the street or parked somewhere, and it was just some crane operator that got off early. But At any rate, a pallet of bricks, half of a pallet of bricks, has fallen on her vehicle, crushed it. They say her legs are pinned. She's trapped. All we see is the back of her blonde head. She's screaming out in pain. She's terrified. Miz sees this. They're calling in some help, but it'll be a few minutes.
Some more bricks are getting ready to fall. The entire pallet is getting ready to fall. The chain is ready to break.
Yeah, that chain is it's like the beginning of, what is that, Ace Ventura 2, when the raccoon is hanging and by the carabiner. This is honestly a stressful scene to me. I liked it. Yeah. It was getting me.
No.
Miz climbs in, camera pulls to the side, and you can see that it's somebody that the Miz does know. Well,
and they're telling him not to. They're saying, "Don't do it, Jake. We're waiting on the crane or something to come. It's suicide, Jake. Don't do it."
Yeah, well, it's a life though. It's a life.
Yeah, well, and it's a life that he happens to be married to, because this is Maryse in her breakout role. My goodness.
And I'll say it took me that first shot of her face to really tell that it was Maryse. She's a great actress. She sounded really completely in distress. Her makeup was running, and I will say maybe some points deducted for straight on gore in this movie, because her injury is horrific. It is absolutely horrific.
Her legs look like fucking like bloody Twizzlers.
It's horrible.
I was not ready for how gangster her legs looked. When he manages to get her legs loose, her legs are mangled. Like,
I was like,
so disgusting.
I didn't appreciate it taking me from like, oh my god, it's Maryse, that's so great, she's really good. Oh,
it's like salsa covered jerky. It's
what you see bone. It was like they really went too far with the prosthesis. The whatever sound effect or effects guy they had really wanted to make his mark, and they looked cleaved in half, though her legs.
But he manages to save her, and he saves her just in the nick of time as he pulls her loose. The rest of the bricks fall and crush the car,
and he's running away from the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, thankfully he was able to get her loose. Yeah. That's what's important.
Yeah, he's running away from the thing, from the car right before it gets smashed, and he's just bouncing them floppy noodle legs all over the place. They're barely hanging on my skin. I was just like, oh, one's gonna come off. Oh, one's gonna come off. It was so hard to watch. Just that little clip.
And so he sets her down and he starts trying to save her, and his EMT companion, her name is Zoe. I had to look that up because I just kept writing EMT. His partner
the whole time.
His partner just says she's lost too much blood already. Like, this bitch is not in any interest, has no interest in saving her. She wasn't gonna go in after the car, and then once he gets her out, she's like, whatever. She's losing too much blood.
This bitch is dead. Leave her alone, Jake.
Miz hits her with the defibrillator one time, which I don't know how that's gonna do anything. That's not really how that works.
Should have hit her in the legs with it.
Yeah,
but then she's dead.
Oh man,
I was not expecting that.
No, she's on the cover of the fucking movie, and that was it, right?
And then we find out that this is his first day. Good Lord, he's off to a good start.
Oh jeez. Well, yeah. One small detail, and I only remember this from Red Cross training, is that if you're gonna give chest compressions to a woman, it doesn't matter right now. You got to clip the bra. If it's a front open bra, fine, that's great. But you got to get past that bra for compressions. Nice. And when he opened her shirt, I was like, oh God, are we about to see Maryse's boobs? Is this a rated R movie? But he didn't. He still did the chest compressions. I was just like,
I must remain respectful.
Yeah.
You didn't get paid Roadhouse for this movie. No.
This
isn't Roadhouse. So
which
forget
is good.
How quickly we saw boobage in Roadhouse.
That's true. We got kind of spoiled on boobs in Roadhouse. But I'm glad. I don't want to see Maryse's boobs in that way. Like, not when she's dying. That's upsetting.
Not when her legs are falling.
It's disrespectful. Off. It's disrespectful. Yeah, her legs are in. She's not. I don't know. There's some kind of consent at play.
You're a good guy, Ryan.
I'm a good guy.
All right. So after that, he's getting a stern talking to from his partner for risking his life, and
from
he's like,
female.
I've got to save people, and she's like, there's more people out there to save, and you can't.
Well, and yet you can't save everybody.
Yeah, you can't save everybody.
Got to move on to the next one.
You gotta let some people die to save other people.
What? That's not.
That's what she said.
We cut back to the truck, and we see that the passenger is basically dead. The driver, dude Cole, I think, is calling 911, and as he's kind of pulled off into the parking garage of a theme park, and like, gee, I wonder who's gonna respond to that 911 call.
Oh man, probably some random guy.
As they're driving, the Miz and his partner, she in a moment of just pure movie exposition, she just rattles off his military history at him for the benefit of us at home. I know all about you, Jake. 2 tours in duty, served your country. You're a good guy.
Yeah.
Jake was like, "Yeah, I told you that earlier today when we started."
Seriously, we just started. I told you that on the way to this girl I killed.
No, I don't believe. Come on. I think it's his first day. He just lost a patient or a customer. Well, I don't know what the hell they are.
A customer.
A customer.
The American healthcare system is a wreck. Okay,
how
they're
broken
customers. But she was trying to reassure the Miz that it wasn't. You can't save them all. This isn't the military. It's not. No man left behind. Sometimes they're past saving. But, he can't shake it. His name is what? Fucking
Jake
American
Carter.
flag? Okay, Jake
His
Carter.
name's Apple Pie McDonald's.
Apple Pie, McDonald's
Best
baseball, middle
friends
name baseball.
call me Mackie Pie.
And I guess maybe if there is like an overriding concept of this movie, it is that maybe you can save them all, but you just gotta try.
You gotta keep your damn mouth shut. That's what.
Save the customers, or as Ryan would put it, save the customers or let your friends die, whichever one.
Yeah.
Or murder Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course they're gonna take this call, and of course it's the guys that we just saw get shot up after shooting up another man. And he's apparently found an abandoned parking structure.
No.
Parking garage.
It's the parking garage of a theme park that's been closed for the season and is getting ready to open in just a few weeks.
Yeah, what a fun setting a theme park would be. I bet they'll put the meat of the movie in that theme park. Most of the movie will take place.
Yeah,
in
that's
theme
what
park.
you would.
If it had
That's
a
what
budget, yes.
They only got a couple days to shoot at that theme park. We get the final fight, and that's it.
The ambulance is too big to fit into the parking garage, which that makes a whole lot of sense.
They don't make parking garages that ambulances can't fit in. I think that's part of the code.
I love the idea of you having a heart attack on the 5th floor of a parking garage, and they're going, well, can you make it down to out front? Because we can't get it.
We're not going up there.
Yeah, it's 6 foot is the maximum. Like, that's ridiculous. You wouldn't even be able to drive a pickup truck into there. Like, the one they had was probably bigger than 6 foot. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
The bikers hit their heads as they're going down.
It is thunk, thunk. This is just a reason why they have to proceed on foot with their tiny little flashlights.
Yeah, and for one thing, let me tell you, I don't know if you guys know any EMTs, but they're not going to go into sketchy shit. They know, I mean, they want to help, and they will sacrifice, just about everything. But if you call an EMT and says, "Hey, would you come alone into this dark parking structure that you can only walk into?"
on foot.
They're certainly going to call a police officer to go there with them. It's almost standard procedure just to have a police officer show up to a call.
And that's how the movie ended.
Yeah, that's how the movie ended. They showed up. There was a brief hostage situation. Everybody died.
He tried to go in there, and she was all like, "Jake, I will write you up if you go in there. Get it back in the ambulance." And they left.
Damn it, Jake! You got to do it by the books. The
literally
coming
started
down on my
today.
ass.
Like, yeah, if you lose somebody, you're certainly gonna call dispatch and was like, "Hey, we're gonna go get a piece of pie. We're gonna go take a breather and maybe pray a little bit." But not the Miz, not Jake Carter. We're going straight into a dark parking structure. on my first day of work. And they find them almost immediately. They find the people they were looking for. It's not like Seinfeld. They find them immediately.
Yeah, well, the shooter is dead inside of the car in the passenger seat. And the driver is a little ways away up against a concrete column. Jesus. Pointing, and he points a gun at him, and he says, "No cops, no cops, no cops." So then they ask him what happens, and he just defaults to, we were just rolling through the wrong hood.
With
Just
a
rolling
gun?
through the wrong hood with a gun.
Which is a little, betraying the Second Amendment there, Jake. They're Marine Carter.
I thought this was America.
Yeah, this is America. This is Second Amendment rights. What's his problem?
Jake Carter fought for that guy's right to have a gun in the wrong hood.
What do you have a problem with this man owning a gun? What about him makes you not want him to have a gun,
we're not.
Mr. Carter?
We're just trying to enjoy the Marine 5.
Ah, shit. I want to get him canceled.
Somehow the bikers find them. I have no idea how. The bikers, 20 minutes later, the bikers managed to catch up and be like, "Oh, he probably went down here into this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would they be like, he went to the amusement park? Not, I don't know. Yeah, I thought that was
Let's check the theme park. What the hell's an ambulance doing here?
They just wanted to go to the theme park. Come on.
Instead of continuing down the road. Well, I guess they were shot and dying. So that's why. But, I mean, I guess that makes sense. You check any hiding places.
They're like, "Let's go in there and shoot that guy with our gun bullets."
Yep, we'll shoot him until he dies.
Let's shoot him we'll kill him until he dies from it.
Yes.
And we see, the Miz has gone back because they want to get this guy some morphine. And so the Miz is going to go back to the ambulance and get him some morphine. But right as he's about to turn the corner, he sees that Bo Dallas, Curtis, Axel, and Naomi have showed up, and they just yell out their intentions to go in there and kill him, and they start dropping F-bombs, which surprised me. I hadn't bothered to look at the rating of this movie, so I didn't realize it was R, but I was just thinking, wow, okay, yeah. WWE, they can just do TV Y little kid shit.
Seeing Maryse's tibia and fibia at the same time wasn't the first. That was my first hint. I was like, oh shit.
When I saw both her tibula and her fibula, it was definitely an indication. But that could just be red food coloring and some dog bones. But EMTs do not make enough money to deal with this bullshit.
No, hell no.
They don't make enough for the bullshit they normally deal with, let alone this kind of thing. And yeah, he's going back for his supplies, which, I mean, you get everything when you leave the vehicle, and maybe get the stretcher. Were you going to carry this guy out? Get the little stretcher that they always take with them.
They took a tiny flashlight and then the tiniest bag they could find that maybe had one Band-Aid in it.
He comes back with the news. He's like, we gotta go. Well, yeah, man, we know that, that's vital. This guy has a gunshot wound. But he doesn't just say, those guys trying to look for you. Oh, he does, I guess, when he runs up. But it's all just poor communication throughout the entire movie.
He just, and they just wantonly, with wanton disregard, drag the dead guy out and just leave him laying there on the floor of this parking garage.
Yeah, a lot of cooperation from that dead body, by the way, if you notice. I think his arm comes up to let him.
he's helping with the move, man. So yeah, they put Cole in the back of the truck, and they start driving it, and Curtis and Bo Dallas run up on him and just open fire. Curtis Axel has a sawn-off, a single-barrel sawn-off shotgun.
Yeah, a great barrel shotgun.
It's so sawed off. It's crazy.
And Bo Dallas has a pistol, but it is a fully automatic pistol that fires about 70 rounds every time he squeezes the trigger.
Yeah.
And we see him reload that gun one time.
His pockets are not that fucking... No, he reloads that thing 12 times. His pockets are not that big.
Oh, I only saw him do it once. Okay, I guess maybe I
reloaded so many times for having such tiny leather jacket pockets.
I kept finding myself drooling at random points while this movie was going on.
Dude, this is where the movie begins to insult the viewer, and it started to where it's where I started to kind of fall out of favor with it, is because there's just so many leaps in logic here. Then outside of counting gunshots for a revolver, which we definitely
I totally counted that shit.
Oh my god! But there's just the varied array of weaponry that this biker gang has is just ridiculous. They have, like you said, fully automatic pistols and just what have to be duffel bags of ammunition.
Oh yeah,
one guy's carrying an M249. Like you gotta be Carl Weathers to carry that shit around.
Later we see they show up with just crates. Like they are a well-stocked gang.
Are we ready for a review?
Jesus Christ! Yeah, we did. I don't know. Like we didn't ever consult the reviews that we thought about. But I think pretty much everybody agrees that it's pretty rough.
What I like here is that, like, well, first off, the Miz just immediately starts shooting at these guys with almost no hesitation. He's willing to fire at them, but they're looking for him. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel are looking for him, and they keep almost shooting each other because they just keep turning the corner and running in. Whoa, hey, it's me! It's like go in different. This parking garage has to be huge. I don't understand how they keep running across each other.
Yeah, this little sequence of cat and mouse between the staircases and levels, it probably seemed pretty, intense, and could be if you shot and edited it right, but it just seemed confusing because we had no bearing on direction for where everybody was moving. We just had people, scurrying across the same looking floors and rooms, areas of the parking structure. And sometimes they were going up a staircase. There's no way to tell. The only way you can sort of navigate yourself around where everybody is the level signs, P1, P2, P3. And who the hell looks for those?
The bikers managed to get the lights turned on. And there's a pointless... There's a throwaway scene here where Bo Dallas is suggesting that in order to keep them from making a call, they go and take out a cell tower, that he knows exactly where it is. The closest cell tower is 10 minutes from here.
10 blocks away.
Yeah. What?
Why?
That's
so elaborate. We're just...
Yeah, that is a long way to go to try and figure this situation out.
That would draw so much more attention because they'd be like, well, there's a cell tower.
Right?
Like,
that doesn't make any sense.
If you think, the cops are only going to show up, if they can. Verizon is going to show up instantly. If you start eating into some Verizon or AT&T money, they're going to send in their private security, and they're just going to shoot you in the head.
They're Jake Carters, but like 12 of them.
They come in like the cyberpunk cops. They come in on a freaking hovercraft.
They just teleport behind you. Bo yells out, he yells out a 3-minute ultimatum at him. One of the things is that no matter where you are in this garage, if you yell, everybody can hear you.
No, in the bathroom. Hear him perfectly from the first floor.
So the driver, Cole, the driver of the truck he's dying. He's losing a lot of blood. And the EMT chick is just like, let's ditch it. We got to get rid of him. Like he's going to die. Like, she sucks. she's got no commitment to her job, man.
That's the most realistic thing in the movie. I feel like the EMTs can rationalize life and death like no other group of people. Like, they see death. Sure. They see 6 people die a night. And it's like, well, this guy's probably not going to make it, honestly. I'd rather not die. Let's go.
Right?
She does offer up an important piece of information, which is that if they don't check in a certain amount of time, they're going to send the cops to their location. So she says if they can hide for 20 more minutes, then the cops will show up. So at least there's that. We know that, the cops are going to be on their way.
Cuts immediately to the ambulance and the ladies talking, and Bo is hearing all of this where she's like, I'm going to have to call the cops if you don't respond.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. The little baby biker Bo Dallas has to go take his clove cigarette break right out beside the ambulance, and he hears dispatch come across. And apparently, this I don't know if this particular EMT is known for like practical jokes or something, but they're not taking it seriously.
No.
They're just like, ugh. Where are you,
Zoe?
Zoe,
Yeah,
this
what are you
isn't
doing?
funny.
You just hanging out?
Yeah, I mean,
we're going
honestly,
to a creepy parking garage. What the hell?
yeah. Well, I mean, it's the first day with a new young stud, and they're both young, attractive EMTs. I bet mouths are whispering back at dispatch. To be quite honest,
Jake as a partner.
he's like, I bet she's doing it again.
She's like,
she's probably doing it
tee-hee, I bet you're probably on one of those rides right now.
again. Oh, God, this is we're getting dangerous territory, fellas. Let's get.
So the Miz is he's looking for the health the kit, and he's got his kit over. He's trying to get it out of the truck, and this is when Naomi sneaks up on him and gets the drop on him.
Yeah. Completely goofy, putting his back to the doorways, and Naomi comes out, and almost like a trained police officer tells him, "Hands up, let me see your hands." Like it's a criminal, so you could just shoot him in the back of the head.
She's
But
way more professional than he is.
Exactly. Yeah, she said, "Let me see your hands." She's got a gun on him, and she's gonna come. I don't know if she's got some zip ties or something. She looks like she was about to arrest him, but little does she know that Miz was priming up the defibrillator in the bag. Defibrillator. 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 Okay.
Yeah, get your fibrils rated.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
He
hits her with that though.
Knife fight after. Yeah, he hits her with the defibrillator.
And it only stuns her. Wouldn't that kill a person if their heart was normal and like standing? And I don't know.
You definitely not immediately knife fight someone.
Yeah, you would not. I don't feel like you'd pop right back up.
Dude, I've been hit by the cattle prod. Have you ever been shocked by a cattle prod before? It's all volt, no amp.
You've lived
and
a
that
different
was
life
still
than
kind
us.
of okay. Sorry.
I've been hit by a cow fence. Like I've been shocked by it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, similar. It's similar.
I've
It's
touched
like
those.
it's not going to lock you up, but it'll pop.
It'll put like half your body to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll get you.
What it does is, it runs up the limbs, and I can only imagine wearing a metal bikini top the way that Naomi was. That couldn't have helped for
So spiky.
But they have a pretty cool knife fight, and he does a pretty sweet move where he slips one of them. She pulls two knives, by the way. He slips one of them and ends up. She kind of kills herself with her own hand and the knife. So he's still a good guy. He just, you did it to yourself.
He kind of pushed it real hard.
He makes her stab herself in the stomach, and she dies instantly. There's no
like cowboy movie.
There's no bleeding out. There's no screaming. It's just like you.
Yeah, it didn't even get
dead. This is the second woman that he's responsible for the death of tonight on his first.
He
night.
did not kill Maryse.
I don't know.
He didn't save her either.
He definitely acknowledged that when he got her out of there, she was going to start losing a lot of blood, and she
was alive.
Okay, and if they didn't get out of there, she would have been crushed to death.
She could have just leaned her seat back. You never know.
All right, we're not going to argue about this.
No, we're not going to argue about this. So, at this point, the EMT chick makes a run for it from the dude, screaming Jake's name as she's running, and Curtis Axel rolls up behind her, and rather than shoot her or anything, he just kind of hits her with the butt of his gun, and then also drops it right next to her as he drives off.
I thought that was a botch. Like, I thought they messed up the take because he drops, he hits her pretty cool. Is that like used it like a club? Hits her square in the middle of the back, and drops his shotgun, but also gets a little squirrely on the motorcycle, like the back wheel kind of screeches.
Imagine that was the best take. Yeah, they were like, we did that 37 times, and that was the only time he didn't fall off of the bike.
We're running out of film. We can't do this again, Axel.
My phone's going dead, Curtis. Like, we're going with that. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Well, no, I doubt it was actually Curtis Axel on that motorcycle. There was probably a stunt guy. He was like, no, trust me, he can do it. It's like, where else are we going to find like a 6'4" guy that ran a motorcycle right now and fit in this vest. We
Just
gotta get what we can
get. So they capture her, and then they make her radio in and say that everything's fine, which I think is funny because Bo Dallas tells her to open up and answer the call, and then she's just like, I don't have the keys. Ooh, problem solved. She can't get into the car. What are you going to do?
I'll just let you go then.
He just smashes the window out. Okay, yeah, shit. I was hoping you wouldn't think of that.
Yeah, and they got all these damn guns and there's debris and shit you could break that with. He uses his elbow. He's wearing a leather jacket, but still, that's an unnecessary risk, man. You got a lot of shit to accomplish tonight.
And then, so, I love the finality of, so he makes her call in and say, okay, it was just a prank. We're doing whatever. And then after that, then he shoots the CB. Like, bam, problem solved.
No more radio tonight.
So then she just starts going on about how Jake is a Marine and he's going to kill them all. He's not just an EMT, he's a trained Marine.
Which is the opposite of what you want to do in that situation. You want to
Seriously.
You want to undersell.
Exactly. Don't let them know what they're up against.
The group. They'll die without me.
Yeah.
He's extremely strong and has 2 weapons, one located on his right hip and the other located in his right shoe.
She's like,
he's going to get you.
He's got a left bum knee.
He has MS and night blindness, so like I just left him down there.
Yeah, but and he when he shoots the radio, it's not just pop. He lets go a quarter of a mag into that thing. He shoots it 16 times.
Every time he pulls the trigger, 60 bullets come out. It's a very wasteful gun, considering he really hits almost nobody with it, except one time. So they go back to the thing. He's standing at the ramp yelling, and I don't know where the Miz is in relation to him, but he can clearly hear him. And they say they're going to kill her if he doesn't come out. They want the guy. They want the
lone wolf.
And then, this is when Jake realizes that they don't know that there were 2 people in the truck. So he hatches what's actually a pretty decent scheme here to masquerade the dead guy as the shooter, which he was. So, it's not really a lie.
Yeah, this is where we almost get glimpses of good writing in this movie, because it's something I hadn't considered. They didn't get a good look at what was going on. Who do they know? I thought he was going to disguise himself as the wounded guy. He was going to be like, all right, shoot me. He was
No,
he was going to actually have him shoot him in the side, but just a little bit, so that he goes out and then
just
and then
a little bit.
They think this is the victim and his hands are bound, but no, he does some Rambo shit. But that's not what happens. It's actually a much better plan.
We also get a little exposition from the shooter as well, talking about that he was in prison and he just wanted to protect his daughter. He had to do this to protect his daughter. No choice.
My
had
daughter.
To do it.
Everybody's always got a damn daughter, and she just turned 3.
Every daughter, she's always 3.
Here's this bloody
Everyone's
ass
trying to
picture
kill
of my
that
family.
3-year-old.
Yeah, she's never. Notice the daughter's never in that awkward stage where they have some adult teeth and they're kind of weird looking. It's always either grown or really young.
You don't have those 2 chiclets when the
yeah, when they're all gangly and hey, I learned about just shooting.
I like at this point there's just a random shot of dead Naomi. The camera just pans by her body and just okay, don't forget her. She's dead.
She's got a knife in her.
Yeah, it was really unceremonious killing of Naomi, and right here is where the entire plan falls to shit. And it's no one's fault except Jake Carter's fault. He's lured the gang members. There's only 2 now that he's got to deal with, into this pretty brilliant handoff. They've got one dead guy, he's got revenge, and that's all they wanted. We're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But he can't leave it that way.
Yeah,
his own fucking pride is what sets off this next series of events.
He has to play these games with them where he's yelling at them from the shadows and shooting near them. And where'd you get the gun? Oh, I killed this chick. whatever, like just flat out tells them that he kills Naomi. They didn't even know that.
He's brought them into. He's had time to plan. He's brought them into a platform of the parking structure where he's knocked out all but one light over the dead body. They're gonna hand off. All he has to do is play it cool, and he gets his friend back. That's all. But he starts firing at him, like you say, and there's like, "Where'd you get a 357?" No. What was the action movie line? He was like, "You hear that?" And he pulls back the hammer on the 357. He's like, "That's the first sound that a 357 mag makes. You want to hear the next sound?" He's like, "What are you doing?" And they ask, "Where'd you get a 357 mag?"
Teach you in the Marines?
Exactly. Yeah. Do you provoke your opponent? No. They ask him, "Where do you get the 357? For your friend. I stabbed her in the gut." Or he says something really just that would make them have a blood feud now. It's
yeah,
like, you could have just
very
let that
unnecessary. Go. Yeah, very
He's like,
unnecessary.
"Well, this is a dangerous city, and I was attacked once, so I carry a small revolver."
He's placed himself right at the center of this unnecessarily.
Yeah, it's like you've taken their bloodlust that was directed at someone else that you had successfully pawned off, and you've reallocated it back to yourself. Now you're not in the wrong place. They definitely want you, not the other guy. It was the worst plan of all time.
He should have just shot them both.
Very poorly thought out. Yeah,
and then
I mean, he's obviously a trained marksman, so he could have popped them both pretty quickly and been done with it, but he doesn't. And it's fine, though, because they take a picture of the shooter, and they don't seem to care that Naomi's dead, and they just leave.
She was just a prospect.
The movie's over.
They say, "We got what we came for. Let's get out of here."
So they go to leave, and just as they're about to pull up the ramp, Bo Dallas turns and fires a single shot directly between the eyes of the female EMT.
Just square right in the middle of her forehead.
This is now the third woman that Miz has directly or indirectly been responsible for killing tonight.
God, and it's the one time he fires one bullet, and he does so from what looks to be like 30 yards away, at least, which is not an easy shot to make two-handed leaning up against a tree, let alone turned halfway back off an idling motorcycle. You just hit somebody square between the eyes. It was such a telegraphed twist, by the way they shot it, with the lingering shot of her kind of like, "Woo, that was close." Yeah. And you know it's coming, and you're like, surely to God they're not. And it was just one of those classless kind of gory kills that it really.
Oh, the back of her
It didn't
brains.
do what they wanted it to do. It was like it wasn't upsetting. It was just kind of like, oh, come on, man. Oh.
Right? Yeah, I feel that. Whenever I saw the back of her head just exploded while she was laying on the ground, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and why are we pretending the threat is gone before he's out of the building? Like, let's take cover as soon as we can.
Yeah, well, yeah. And
yes,
so
bikers are so trustworthy.
So the Miz manages to make his escape, but I like that they discuss their plan within earshot of him. They're just like, "Let him go. We'll get him on the roof.
We'll get him on the way out."
Yeah, you don't see a roof anyway. Miz has got one bullet left, so he better make that count. He wasted his bullet.
He wastes like 3 or 4 blind firing or out from around that pedestal, which is not something you do with a 5 or 6 round revolver. No. It's just not the move. You do something else.
But this is given enough time for Vince to show up, who is now the leader of the gang.
Yeah, Vincent.
I'll call him whatever the fuck I want to.
Vincent.
Yeah, we learn from more clunky exposition and side dialogue that he was kind of the next in line behind Rodrigo. What is up with these older white dudes named like Cuban names? Rodrigo and Alonzo. These are all white men. I've never met any. Just like this guy looks like a Dennis, and the young dude looks like maybe a Jeremy.
Vincent has a hilarious, like, Southern Belle's drawl to his speaking, and he immediately scolds Bo Dallas because Bo's guy, we got the picture, and then he said, "Well, what about the other one?" "Well, what other one?" And he said there were two shooters. He said there were two, a driver and a shooter.
Driver, shooter, fucking main court.
Main Justice. I said
I don't
eat the spiciest gumbo.
Yeah, drag your lily white butt. Oh man, but I don't know if they ever named what city this movie was supposed to be in, but they filmed it in Vancouver. And
When the guys pull up in the beginning, they have Oregon plates.
Oregon. Well, I've been told that there are rednecks everywhere. Far Cry 5 was set somewhere around there. They were kind of rednecks. I could almost believe it, but yeah, he has a nondescript.
That's a good.
That's where I draw my cultural boundaries. But yeah, Vincent shows up and he's so pissed. He's so pissed. And somehow he knows so much about the whole situation. He looked back on the security tapes.
That's right.
So, yeah, while all the other guys were scrambling for vengeance, the next in line was going into the back office and pulling up the security tapes.
Watching the challenging replays.
Yeah, watching the slow-mo.
Go to the tape.
Miz, at this point, we see him. He runs past runs past Curtis Axel and has to comedy stop and turn, be like, "Whoa, there's that guy."
Whoa! If you're here, then who's there? It really is. We do drip into kind of slapstick almost with Curtis Axel. And I don't know if it's just because he's a silly guy and we're used to him in WWE, but even when he's trying to be intimidating, it's just like, you big galoot.
Oh,
for sure.
Curtis.
And I mean, he gets a hold of the Miz and he hits an AA on him, or is it an FU? I don't know which that
2017 is AA. I feel like.
Okay. Then he hits the Miz with a dope ass back suplex. He hits him with a German onto the hood of a car. I thought that was pretty cool.
I do kind of like.
That's
I like how they integrate
might,
wrestling moves.
Yeah, that's something you might actually do in a real fight if you get a hold of somebody.
It's not forced in there like when you see Sasha Banks do the bank statement in The Mandalorian.
I hate that
I would have loved to have seen the Miz hit a skull crushing finale, and then he gets up and his nose is all bloody. He's like, I didn't really think that through.
But no, both of them have bloody noses. That's just the price you pay.
Giving myself a front DDT.
Yeah, why they had to beat up that little Nissan, that little pickup truck, some nice guy. It's like, why are there cars in this?
Why would there be cars in there?
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah, so true.
I haven't thought about that.
I think we're stumbling onto more reasons why this doesn't make sense. Hold on, the park's not even open.
Yeah, but Curtis Axel in a stunning twist grabs an emergency axe, which would have definitely been looted by crackheads by now. I don't know what fantasy world this is, but really nice axe, nice wood handle. He picks up the axe, and wasn't he called the Axe Man, or did they do something with axe? Since he was Axel.
Yeah, I think so. I
feel like that was a reference somewhere. Axeman, Curtis Axeman. So I thought that was a neat little Easter egg for us freaking no-life nerds. And right as he's about to hit the kill shot on Miz is resigned to death. He's just on his knees like Mel Gibson, Patriot. And the shooter, shows up out of nowhere and stabs him in the neck like the freaking hitman with some kind of syringe. I don't know if it was full of something or if it was just surprising. He gave him morphine? How nice.
I think so, because that's what Miz gave him, so I would.
What a wonderful way to shrug off the shackles of life, man.
He just gives him morphine right before he gets
axed. I don't care. I got a gaping wound in my ribs. I don't care, man. This is fine. No big deal.
Can I really quickly hit you guys with a 5-star review of this movie from Amazon?
Oh, did you stumble on one? Did you get you one?
Yeah, so here's a good one. This is a 5-star review from a guy named Frank Wright. And the review goes like this. Arrived yesterday. Prompt delivery.
Oh, I thought that was it. Oh, that was it. That was
Arrived yesterday. Prompt delivery. 5 stars. All right.
Wow, that was...
He was reviewing the Amazon service, not the movie.
And then, let me pair that with a 1-star review from Peter in Birmingham. He gave this movie 1 star, and his review was as follows. My order is on his way. My order is on his way.
Well,
so he's giving it a 1-star review, and he hasn't even gotten it yet.
Well, okay, I feel like you're
Wait
underselling
till he
the
watches
passion.
it.
You're underselling the passion of the online community regarding this movie because there's just pages upon pages of words written in just anger, outright anger. There's a 3 out of 10 here on IMDb. Very average, not worth it. Avoid this if you fan of rest of Marine films. And I won't read all 600 words of this. But I will read the basically the too long didn't read at the very end. 3 out of 10 just for action. That's it. I thought this was an average film. Not worth it at all. Nothing is worth to watch this piece of crap movie. Comma. The one comma in the whole damn paragraph. Which will let down Mike Miz fans, people who like movies without story. I have no problem with that. I like watching movies without storylines in it. I won't finish this. This is a one run-on sentence. Even the semi-literate don't care for this movie, and I'm kind of starting to side with them about 52 minutes in or so.
Well, I'm going to give you guys a 1-star review. The headline is, if you're looking for an action-packed, exciting movie, ignore this one.
Oh,
looking for an action-packed, exciting movie, ignore this one. It's so cheesy, it's laughable. Ex-Marine Mike the Miz-Mazan, and now a paramedic on his first night on the call to help a gunshot victim hiding out in a closed amusement park, soon finds himself fighting off bikers that are so stupid and idiotic they try to make the Miz look good, which is most of the time seems futile, as the moron could not act. But then none of this glorious cast can either. A total snooze fest might help if you have insomnia, though.
Wow.
That was harsh.
Yeah, I can't tear it down that hard.
I'm going to hit you with one more 1-star review, and then we can get back to the action. This is a 1-star review from Valerie on Amazon. The DVD does not work in any of my players.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, shit. Have you tried, if you take concentric circles, toothpaste and little circles?
Have you breathed on it? Real,
nice cotton cloth.
Hot breath on it.
So great. Oh, man.
And I think you're supposed to go in straight lines.
Anyway, so
where were we?
We were.
I think we went to the end.
Let's see. Curtis. So the Cole has stabbed Curtis Axel in the neck. Miz has killed Curtis Axel, and now Miz has a shotgun.
Yeah,
but it's amazing. Like Vincent doesn't seem to have heard any of this. Like even though they can hear them from all parts of this place, he didn't hear any of the gunshots or the slams or the hollering.
Grunts.
Yeah, they can share banter from level to level, but not any sort of context clues on location or anything like that. But now this is where we see a shift. We just saw the loss of his good friend. He's fighting with a bloodlust not yet seen, and just as he actually warned him, is like, you don't know what you just started. It's like what do we start? What we're about to find out looks like a whole busload of bikers has shown up, and they got a crate full of guns. It's that bag of guns from Deadpool.
All 6 of the bikers show up. It looks like it's a lot of people, but then it's just Vincent, Heath Slater, and like 3 other guys.
Hey, I mean, we got a basketball team here. That's plenty of people. We got plenty of people. We're filling a whole table at Denny's.
They work their way into the elevator, and the Miz is in there with Cole, and he jams the door shut. And he realizes that Cole has finally passed out, lost consciousness from blood loss. So he decides to give him a blood transfusion, which is a really, really risky move, and I think would be the last thing that an EMT would do, because he has no idea what this guy's blood type is, and this could literally kill this guy with blood poisoning. This is a terrible idea.
That base is covered, my friend. Don't you know?
Because
Jay Carter is an O positive blood type. He can that just blanket covers everything. You don't have to have sterile shit. You don't have to have any sort of expensive machinery. You just hook a couple tubes up, pump that boy full.
Fake news.
No. You can just put your blood in there. You just put your blood in there.
Like
you just stab yourself and then blood.
You need
I got
blood?
This bucket of blood. I'm going to kind of try to pour it. I'm going to put a funnel in your arm and just pour it in there.
Yeah,
You could just drink it. But if you put it in the IV, it'll go faster. It's better. That's what the professionals do.
I like at this point Cole finally starts to spill the beans when he wakes back up. He feels kind of a camaraderie.
I should have killed that guy. Oh no.
But this was like I had so few idea of whose names people were in this movie. I had wrote driver says that he was forced to take the dude to kill the dude.
Yeah, that's about it. It's basically letting the audience know that this is someone you should be pulling for. They were trying to take all of the bad off of this guy. He was just driving the car. He's got a little girl at home. He's got a picture right here. Did you see it? Did you see that picture? Let me show you this picture one more time.
Bloody ass.
They put my friend's brother in a coma after we refused to shoot this guy.
Oh yeah, it's just right. We find out more and more stuff about he said he's gonna kill me. He's gonna let the air out of my tires. Oh no, he's gonna do all kinds of bad.
Eat my daughter's lunch.
Whatever it takes to get the audience on this kid's side. He was just driving. He was just in the wrong system, and so now we're pulling for him. We've got to get this guy safe, and now we're facing an army of bikers. What are we gonna do?
Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna hotwire the elevator, which is a thing that if you know how to hotwire a car, you know how to hotwire an elevator. Obviously,
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true.
I think that's true.
Okay, well there you have it.
Well, that's 2-1.
Yeah, this guy shouldn't be pulling small time jobs like this. He should really be working in small alarm, small electronics. Like there's a lot of demand for those kind of technicians that go on site and service elevators and alarm systems and closed circuit television cameras, security cameras. I mean, he's got a bright future ahead of him if he can just get over this gaping gunshot wound. But yeah, we go from the locked up elevator blood transfusion. They almost immediately find them.
Well, they get the elevator started right as the bikers are walking by the elevator, and the bikers hear the elevator start talking when it comes to life.
It really is conspicuous. Yeah.
Which power is it? Which power do we push?
Power on.
They're using the little phone. They're like, "Hello, hello," but the elevator's stuck.
This leads to a karate fight on top of the elevator between Miz and unnamed black gang member. This is a pretty diverse gang. I appreciate that they're not the typical Aryan biker gang or something like that. We get to see some white guys, some black guys. That's good. Good for them.
I think we've seen one black guy.
Okay.
We hit our quota, boys.
Well, Naomi's a prospect, so she's.
That's true.
So they got in the gang too. That's pretty progressive.
That's why, Naomi was a twofer, so they hired her. They got a government grant. But yeah, he goes up to the top floor, the second ninja guy, and drops down on top of the elevator. He's a smart guy. He's a really bright bulb of a group.
Very brave too.
Drops down, and they do have a straight up karate fight. Miz adapts his style for everyone he faces.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty great.
True, Marie.
That's right. I'm allergic to this movie. I'm sorry.
But he had no problem. He had no problem opening that elevator up on the second floor. But poor little Bo Diddley's down there on the ground floor trying to pry it open for like 5 minutes.
It's got a Leatherman jammed in the door.
There, yeah.
That won't do it.
What? Have you tried to open an elevator with something jammed in there?
I can tell you from experience though that if you lift the hatch on an elevator, the elevator stops working. The lights go out, and an alarm comes on. And I can tell you why I know that, because I tried it. I once lifted the hatch up off of on an elevator when I worked at the mall, because I was going to try to see if I could climb my ass out of there. And instantly the elevator stopped moving. The lights turned out and red lights came on, and an alarm started blaring.
And I no longer worked at the mall.
But when you close the latch, all that stops. So
good.
Just so you know. It's
just a kill switch. All you got to do is find that and tape it down.
Well,
anyway,
that's a different story altogether.
But yeah, as the movie goes on, Bo starts to look cooler and cooler. That hair gets a little bit wet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so luxurious and 80s ballady. So points to him, at least so far. He starts to ramp it up. He's running, getting sweaty, looking real scary.
Well, and he's motivated because Vincent just wants to kill this guy. He wants to shoot her. He wants to get this guy dead. He's got to be dead. But Dallas he's very focused on. He wants to know what gang this guy is in, who ordered the hit. He wants to know some information. He doesn't just want to take this guy out. He wants some information.
Right.
This is an hour into this movie, an hour and 3 minutes into this movie, and they finally make it into the theme park. They've spent over an hour inside the parking garage.
The problem is that the pacing is off on this movie. It seems like we've had a couple different climaxes already, and now we're moving to a new setting, and you see all the potential, all the big colors, and, set pieces, and now there's new bad guys, and he's got to kill all of them before the movie's over. He's like, Jesus, it's only been an hour.
I know.
It's only been an hour.
Where's the end?
This is like when we're watching the WCW pay-per-view and we're just like, guys, we got 14 matches left.
Jesus.
So they go, of course, the first place they go to is the Haunted Mansion, which got lots of spooky laughter. The Miz is hiding in there, and we get to see one of the non-wrestling gang members, who is a guy named Gunner, who looks like the Big Boss Man, kind of. How is this guy not a wrestler?
I thought he looked like Tank Abbott.
He looked more like a wrestler than anybody else.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this would have been this is a total missed opportunity to have put a wrestler in another wrestler in this movie. I say a wrestler. Another wrestler in this movie.
Was Rick Steiner busy? Because this guy should have been just Rick Steiner.
Oh my God, this could have been Rick Steiner.
A-Train. He would have been too sexy.
So Miz jumps him, and they fight a little bit. Miz ends up getting him in a sleeper hold. And you kind of think, okay, well, the guy's going to flip him over. And Miz goes from a sleeper hold to a neck snap.
Snaps that shit so easily.
Yeah.
That neck was way too thick to do that easy.
I agree.
Not if you're a Marine.
All right.
But now the Miz has 3 guns. Bo Dallas is calling that guy on the walkie-talkie. And Miz picks up the walkie-talkie and says, Gunner can't answer because I killed him.
Well, yeah, he distracts. Like he's using guerrilla tactics. He distracted Bo away with his shirt. He just put his shirt over there by the fence, and Bo was like, "Oh, I found him." Nah, it's just a shirt. So he gets on the walkie-talkie, and he's like, "Be real careful. He's probably in like a real tasteful Hanes undershirt somewhere." And because I got his other shirt right here, and he's real sexy. Be careful. And
this episode is brought to you by Hanes undershirts.
I don't use Hanes undershirts.
Do you have a shirt on, but you think you need another one? Are you so greedy and bougie that you need to have 2 shirts on?
It's a matter of comfort.
What about people
It's a matter of being bougie is what it is, with 2 fucking shirts.
You tuck the undershirt in under the main shirt, so when you bend over...
Yeah, you're lording your 2 shirts over me. You got double the shirts on as you stand up in your ivory tower and look down at us single shirt peons.
One shirt right here.
One shirt.
I dug this.
I dug this shirt out of a bin at the car wash.
Jesus Christ! It was sent to you in a
specially
prepared box. You guys are all more bougie than me.
Skylar, I know exactly when you got that shirt. I was there with you.
No, I've been wearing it for 2 days.
He's been wearing it since May 2019. Goodbye, brother. I guess this park has no kind of security system whatsoever, because I was laughing at the idea that they're just, not only are they firing guns like crazy, Miz turns on all of the rides, so you've got lights, sound, the gang is driving over fences and shit.
Police drive by places like this all the time to make sure people aren't breaking in. So like,
well, there would be like some nice family pulled up. Oh, are you guys open? This is unconventional. I thought this wasn't till September.
Come on, Jimmy.
They've got it turned on early.
Yeah, honey, the zipper's running. Look, they must be doing a nighttime thing.
I'll be
doggone. One camera in this entire place.
Full of mirrors. But no security, no cop coming by for rogue wankers in the corners of this nice location. It really was the most isolated place on planet Earth, because they have a small war.
And they really could. The Miz and this guy really could escape at this point, I think, because this park has got to be huge. There's got to be a million places you could just hunker down and hide. But the Miz has committed to murdering these guys in cold blood. So it's going down.
Well, they still got 2 shirts between them. They could distract at least 2 more guys. Just
Yeah,
go
so
put
do
those
you.
shirts. Go put that shirt. Yeah, I could distract a whole fleet.
You could distract both Skylar and I as you ran away bare-chested.
That's all it would take. You'd never see me again. But yeah, he's really
Title this episode, Ryan's got 2 shirts. Also the Marine 5.
Old Ryan 2 shirts. You know how it is.
Oh, double shirts himself.
But yeah, like you said, it's all about the Miz at this point. He doesn't care about anybody. He doesn't really care about saving this guy's life. He doesn't give a shit about
Cole's
his
like,
daughter.
my daughter. Can
He
we
just
go?
wants to kill.
Yep, these guys have got to die.
That's a Marine for you, boy. They are good at what they do.
Well, and he guns down one of the random gang members, and
The
he
old
kinda,
guy.
Yeah, the old guy. He kind of told Cole, when you hear the shots, go the other way. So he was gonna kind of lay down some fire to give this guy a chance to escape, but Bo sees the driver and goes after him instead. This is the point where the gang is they are opening fire at the Miz, and nothing hits anything. Like shots are bouncing off this guardrail, and it's so unbelievable. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They're not just firing pistols; they're firing fully automatic rifles, like
Not
assault
even
rifles.
fully. Yeah, not even just assault rifles, light machine guns. One Curtis Axel or Kurt Hawkins. Hawkins, whatever the fuck his name is.
At
He's
this point,
got a
just inserting random jobbers. So the
Slater.
boogeyman,
Heath
the Brooklyn
Slater.
Brawler.
Slater. He's got a M249. That's shooting 5.56. He could just spray in a semicircle and cut down anything in front of him. I think that's what Jesse Ventura was carrying in Predator. And you tell me that you can't hit the Miz behind a WCW guardrail? That's the kind with the bars. You see through him. That's all he's behind when he starts shooting. It's insulting.
He's
That's the
also
only-
behind like a
is.
tiny ticket booth that's made out of the thinnest
They
wood.
literally, like at one point, it's like they're exchanging gunfire from like 5 feet away from each other, and the bikers are taking refuge behind a vinyl sign. Like there's what they're using as a shield is just a piece of tarp that's like surrounding a carnival ride.
Yeah. If you put a tarp over a chain
Also-
link fence, that'll stop 5.56. By the way.
There was a point where Jake was hiding behind a fucking forklift that had like a giant gas tank on the back as they were firing
it's a
machine
propane
guns
tank,
at
isn't
him.
it?
Like,
Propane, yeah.
come
It's
on.
a huge propane tank. At
Yeah,
one point,
Tyler's-
he's just hiding.
Tyler's
He was
watching
hi-
this and he was like, "I can move that forklift out of the way, no problem."
He was hiding behind a trash can at one point. Like, yeah, these rifles would penetrate that and through the Miz and potentially hit Heath Slater on the other side.
that or someone sold them all blank, so they had just never realized it.
Oh my god! Oh, this movie just took a turn.
I figured it out.
So Heath manages to hit the Miz with a slug. I don't know if we see where he gets hit, but the Miz goes down. Movie.
It was in the action movie location. That's where you get shot when you're the star of the movie. You get shot right up here in the shoulder so that you have something to put in a sling at the end, or you got to have a nice hole and some tatters. and
So
shit.
where when they glance at it, they think you're dead, but really you're not hurt at all.
Right, yeah, and he gets hit and just barely sort of slightly turns at the top of his body with the recoil of the bullet, and that's not how gunshots work at all. He falls very gently down into what would be a crash pad surrounded by nice, convenient debris.
Yeah, well, WWE knows how to do that.
Yeah, they're perfect at that exact move.
Bo Dallas manages to get the drop on Cole as he's like dead legging away,
Oh,
and
no.
rather than just shooting him or getting the information right there, he picks him up and carries him a bit and kind of dumps him out in the open. And he's yelling at, what gang are you with? No gang, who I was forced to do this. And as he's kind of saying that he was forced to do it, the rest of the gang shows up, and it's this reveal moment where he sees Vincent, and he's it was him. It was you. And then Vincent's like, "It was me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin."
God
why he was
almighty.
named Vincent, huh?
Yeah, Vincent comes walking up, knowing that they've captured the guy that can, completely ruin his cover.
You should just shot
I
him.
feel like, yeah, he should have just walked up and started shooting from like 50 feet away, like trying to drown out whatever he's saying, blah 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 blah, and just shoot. Blah, 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 blah. Nope, kill him, and shoot him real fast. But no, he lets him speak.
Yeah, and then he confirms it. I mean, he doesn't try to say anything to the contrary.
It was the most Scooby-Doo reveal of all time. It's like, yeah, I did it, and I'd do it again, too.
If it wasn't for Jack Carter.
Rodrigo was weak. So yeah, and then Bo Dallas stabs the hell out of Vincent, stabs him right in the chest.
Yeah, he does. And it was a pretty cool stab. He like stabbed and then yanked down. It was pretty vicious.
But Heath Slater steps in. You can't stab him, that's my brother.
It's my blood.
That's my brother.
Let me handle this.
Heath says, this is for the Lost Legion. It isn't family, it's about the brotherhood.
Yeah, for the watch. And then they all take turns
for the watch.
No.
And he stabs Vincent in the neck about 10 times, and it's gangster. Like,
yeah.
It's not a good thing. It's pretty gnarly. Like for this, I'm constantly surprised by this movie. Like with the gnarly things that they're doing. Like WWE is so saccharine, like watered down iced tea, that it's really surprising to see them go ham like they do just a couple times in this movie.
And I know I seem to make a Patriot reference. That's the second one, just this show. But it's kind of like when he was just hatcheting away at that redcoat. Everybody was just kind of like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah. Back her down, dude. Save some freedom for the rest of us.
Right, man. It's like, I think we get it. I think they should make him the leader now. He killed his own damn brother. He's the leader.
Well, and I mean, like, for some reason, they don't just shoot the driver after this. Like, you feel like this would just be like, okay, turn, gat, this whole thing is over. Like, rather than that boat...
One of them literally said, let's let him bleed out. Like, no, don't. That's a bad guy plan. That's a terrible bad guy plan.
Way too many episodes of the A-Team. Because Bo Dallas decides he's going to go get a barrel and they're going to burn him. We're going to have us a barbecue.
Just padding, more padding.
Yeah, the Miz wakes up. Turns out he wasn't dead. He was just sleeping.
Wow.
They hear sirens, and you think it's the cops, but it's Miz in the ambulance. And he just like pulls up and backs up to him. And I thought it was gonna be like Braun getting out of it or something.
I was checked out completely at this point.
Well, Miz shoots the barrel and it blows up. So I guess it must have been red.
Well, I mean, it was some video game shit going on. They allowed this ambulance to come down a little loading ramp area, turn around, make like a 3 or 4 point turn, and then sit there without just air conditioning. And still, Heath Slater has a M249. He's something that can just punch holes in the side of that, no problem. And they take their time, finally open fire on it. And this thing is lined with lead, apparently, because the Miz is still alive.
Yeah, he's got no issues with that. And he pops out and starts firing back. He shoots Bald Biker. I don't know who that guy is. Like he looks like the lead singer of Live.
Yeah, after the initial volley, he gets the explosion and then wastes a couple mags, calmly reloads in the wide open, and then finally gets one. God almighty, it took 60 rounds to kill a guy.
And the driver, Cole, has time to get into the ambulance as the Miz takes off. And then Heath Slater manages to shoot something inside of the truck that somewhat disables it. And Heath manages to catch up and get onto the ambulance and is fighting with Cole in the back. And the Miz kind of driving and he yells back, put the strap around his neck. So he puts the strap around his neck and then... He yells, "Oh, Jake!" Whatever. They're just having this conversation, and Miz cuts the wheel, and it just
turn
snaps.
the wheel. Like they're walking step by step, as if Heath Slater doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
They're just
you're
like,
about
he's
to try to
choking him.
snap my neck, are you?
And the guy with a gaping bullet wound and has been beat up several times in the movie just turns and is like, hey, could use some Marine shit right about now. That's what he says. He's not even out of breath. And it's a really odd scene, and it's like, it's, again, insulting to the audience. Just
like,
let's get through this
kill
shit. We got 10
everyone.
minutes left.
Yeah, Miz cuts the wheel, and it snaps Heath Slater's neck, and then he
Instantly. Just
Instantly. He
dead.
doesn't struggle whatsoever. There's a weak neck on that Slater boy.
Yep.
Somehow Bo Dallas makes it to his bike and is giving chase. There's a weird cut at this point. There's a weird cut at this point. And yeah, well then it's just like it's daytime. Like
They've been fighting all night.
And yeah, and like, you know, the ambulance kind of runs out, and so they just stop and they're on foot and they work their way into a construction site. And like honestly, there are a million places that they could hide in here. Just walk over to a corner where all the pipes are, lay down, pull the pipes over you, and just wait until Bo Dallas goes. But they have to keep moving, and then they knock something over, and then he's like, "Oh, they're upstairs. I heard him."
It's just, I wanted it to be over. I was done with it. I've had enough showdowns.
It was like a weird, like they knew we wanted it to be over, so they're like, we're going to almost do the exact same thing for the beginning of the movie, but in a building now instead of a parking garage.
Yeah, it's just, it feels tacked on. It feels like they got to, they're like, and that's how the movie ends. And then the guys are like, well, no, we need 15 more minutes. And then they're like, oh, what if there was like a construction site near there?
Yeah, what if there was like a building with like a chain on one door, but the door right next to it was unlocked?
So yeah, Bo catches up with them, and he and Miz have a knife fight showdown. Miz manages to get a crowbar, and he knocks the knife away from Bo Dallas, but still Bo gets the upper hand.
I don't know how that happens.
And he proceeds to kick the shit out of Miz.
Beat the fucking...
Wow.
No, like literally, he beats him up, and then he kicks the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Kicks him right in the face.
Yeah, this is like a Walking Dead, like Negan type beatdown that Miz takes.
I was having flashbacks from Jared Leto's character in Fight Club. I thought it was...
Yeah,
oh god,
yeah, like punched until your features don't look right anymore. and you know, he leaves him for dead. The Miz is just a bloody mess.
Definitely dead this time.
Definitely dead. Yeah. So the driver manages to work his way outside to a ledge that's overlooking the ambulance, and is just cornered. And Bo comes out and says, you know, he's like, I'm gonna throw you off of there, and then I'm gonna go kill your family.
Yeah, he just says some vaguely. He goes from this guy who organically wanted revenge for his fallen leader into this just straight up evil. Like, just like, I want to kill innocent people in order to...
Yeah. I don't know how he's going to find this guy's
come
family
from?
anyway. Like, he's apparently going to launch into some detective work here following this. And he's getting ready to kill him. And then the Miz appears, like he's managed to come back to life for a second time here. And he hits Bo Dallas in the leg with the crowbar.
Oh, so brutal.
And it rips into his leg. And then Miz just quips, you know, like, that's the femoral artery. You know, and you're going to bleed out unless you get a tourniquet.
That is is the one you need. You're right, Skyler.
Thank you. Not a doctor.
And Bo immediately turns bitch. Like, as soon as this happens, he just turns into a sniveling little fucking, like, 1, 2, 3 kid bitch.
Oh, please.
I know.
Please.
You're a paramedic. Yeah. You're sworn to protect us.
You gotta do what's right. So the Miz, you know, he is an EMT and he is a Marine, and he's bound by some dumbass sense of something. I don't even know, considering the amount of guys he's killed tonight, and women. So he does. He goes back. He takes his belt off and he ties it around Bo Dallas's leg, and then he turns to walk away. And Bo pulls a tiny little knife out and tries to stab Miz. And the Miz just fucking chunks his ass off the roof.
Oh, yeah,
and
he whoops his ass, man. He soundly beats him up, and then, yeah, that's the way a good guy kills the bad guy at the end of a movie and is still supposed to be the good guy. He just throws him off a roof.
Yeah, off the roof onto the ambulance in like a bloody explosion. Like, just blood splatter as Bo Dallas lands on top. So that's how you know
Then we
that he
get
definitely did.
a sweet bro hug between Cole and Jake.
And he says, now that's some Marine shit.
That's some Marine shit.
And
He's
then the cops finally show up. Like, I love that, like, the cops finally managed to make it there.
Yeah, it's like, where the hell, like, who made the call for them to be in there? It was actually, this is a.
He did, yeah, the Miz did call.
Yeah,
him.
they got like 2
was able
seconds of cell time.
Yeah. Well, that was a weird part too. That like they made it to the construction. Like the ostensibly part of the movie was that they were in the parking garage and they couldn't get cell service because they were in the parking garage, which is at least somewhat believable. But once he's out in the theme park, or once they're just in this construction site, there shouldn't be any reason why he couldn't get a cell signal there.
Well,
they've got to
Axel
make it up
went
to
and
like
shot
the
the cell
third
tower.
floor.
Yeah, they went and shot the
okay.
cell towers.
I guess we just didn't see that happen. That's
Yes,
that's
we
some
did.
behind
We
the
watched
scenes
Axel
stuff.
shoot it.
We the royal Tyler didn't.
But yeah, the Miz says he's like, I'm gonna have to tell the cops everything.
But he doesn't. He doesn't have to tell them everything. He's an EMT. He
Yeah, that
showed
was
up
so
to a
shitty.
guy, and he does not. He literally says, "It's like, yeah, no, we've been through a lot of stuff. Yeah, gotta tell the police everything. So you're going back to jail." And the guy was
tell
like,
me
"Yeah, I
everything."
know." It's like, what?
Yeah, you rascal. At least I'll get to see my daughter grow up. Like, no, you won't. She's gonna hate you. Like,
Yeah, she'll never hear any of this.
But this does-
they're gonna pin all these murders on you. Also, apparently, you stole Patrick Swayze's car.
I'm a paramedic. I'm a paramedic, so they're gonna let me off for everything.
Or the callback.
This does have a great action-moving ending line, though. It's got Cole on a stretcher, and he's like, "Hey!" And Jake turns around and he says, "Thanks for keeping me alive." And Jake looks at him and he says, "It's my job." And then the credits start rolling.
And then, I wrote, a Miz walks away wide-armed.
Dude, this was no chance. Like, it was like the closest thing to a Vince walk that we will ever see out of Mike the Miz.
It was the super trite, like, back and forth at the, just like, hey, kid, thanks.
Yeah, he does walk away with the confidence.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry.
Hey, kid, go get him. Hey.
He walks away with the confidence of a man who hasn't watched 3 women die in front of him.
Like he didn't fail multiple times that night.
Dude, yeah.
Like, well, how'd your first day go on the job? Snapped this guy's neck, gunned down a few people, tossed a guy in the hood of my ambulance, watched 3 women die.
I hit a man in the damn thoracic cavity with a fire axe about 20 minutes ago. His Denny's open yet? This guy doesn't call back to any sort of like traumas in Afghanistan or wherever the hell he was. He was just like, yeah, I was a Marine. I killed people, definitely. So, yeah, let's
This
go.
totally
let's go
needed
this
like
call.
the Pineapple Express scene where they're just all bloody, like sitting there eating breakfast.
Yes.
Like this.
No, it needs to just be the Miz bloody sitting there having a great morning. He's just like, thank you, sweetheart. Can I get a little bit? Thank you.
He's like, the Grand Slam comes with sausage, right?
He's
it
still
does.
dirty, yes.
I'll have that. Yeah, he's bleeding out.
Oh God, he's like Dumb and Dumber fucking with the waitress. Excuse me, Flo.
He's like, sir, is that your truck out there with 4 dead bodies piled up in the back of it? That's right.
That little guy.
Well,
I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
the Marine 5 was terrible.
This is no Roadhouse, man.
That was that's pretty shitty of you, Skylar.
I did pick that, didn't I? Okay, I was like, wait,
yeah,
what?
that was you. I know you guys are defaulting to blaming this type of shit on me, but not anymore. I
think if anything, I am more directly responsible for this one because Skylar suggested the Marine 1, which had John Cena in it. Probably is not a bad movie, but I just took one look at the cover of this one and was like, oh my God, Heath Slater, Bo Dallas, we're doing this.
Yeah,
We thought it was Luke
needed to be
Gallows,
done.
but it actually was Curtis Axel.
I did think it was Luke Gallows. I was super disappointed to see it was Curtis Axel.
Axel, looking huge, looking scary.
You did.
So what are we doing next? What's next for the shoot
Were
show?
we doing the 5 favorite, 5 hated theme songs?
Ooh boy, yeah, we got a that's a time bomb, man. We've been working, we've been compiling. Tyler, I know you've been going through the list. You've been getting some outside help from the Mindy.
Well, yeah, I thought we were gonna do it as 2 episodes, right?
Yes. We're gonna break our next little idea into a couple episodes. You know, one of our favorite things about wrestling is the music. You got to have a good theme. You got to have not only one that stands alone for a good entrance, but one you can break into a promo from. Somebody's out there talking shit.
For sure.
Get that nice crash.
I hate ones that take too long to get into, and then it's like,
oh yeah,
you're just waiting.
And a heel's got to have a nice groaner. Just oh god, who is it this time? La Resistance. You remember when La Resistance would break in?
Oh my god, yes.
We thought we'd take a time. We're gonna convene amongst ourselves, argue. This may destroy the shoot show, but we're gonna give it a try. We're gonna try to whittle it down to our 5 best and 5 worst theme songs.
It's only
of wrestling.
5?
Was it 5?
Yeah.
I thought
we were only doing 5 each.
I thought we were. Yeah, I guess so. I don't want to get too crazy with it. I could easily. Damn. I've already got mine. Then I'm gonna have to revise my list some. But yeah, so we were going to do...
Yeah, that's the fun of it. We got to whittle it down. If we did 10, then we'd have everything.
Yeah, that's right. That's like 3 hours worth. So yeah, the first episode will be our top 5 favorite themes, and then the next episode will be our top 5 least favorite themes, which I think will be the build-up and the payoff.
We've already made Skylar agree that IRS can only hold one spot. Right to censor, not IRS. Right to censor.
I had to go look up the IRS theme song.
Hey,
can we pick like specific versions of songs? Because for worst, I'd pick Ice Cube doing or Ice-T doing fucking Godfather song at WrestleMania 2000, where it's just pimpin' ain't easy for 5 minutes straight.
I don't see why not.
This could be a future episode of worst versions of Beloved theme songs, because I hate the calm rock. Do you smell what the rock is cooking?
Oh my god, I hate that shit too.
The worst.
I also want to do like a special honorary mention of favorite and then on the least favorite, like worst to best theme song changes, and then best to worst.
Oh, Christian, because some people up there on the worst.
You know, some people had really bad themes and then they got really good themes, and then some people had really good themes and they got really bad themes. So I think there's like we'll have one of those as well.
Yeah, most improved and most fallen to pieces. Well, I'll figure out a more flowy term by that.
There you go.
But,
perfect.
We'll put it all together.
Can we give a very special shoot show shout out to Mr. Feeney, who turned 94 yesterday?
Just the other day, shoot show, happy birthday to
the Feenister.
Oh shit, Daniels. What is his name,
Feeney.
Mr. No, I know that his name is Mr. Feeney. I was trying to pay respect to the actor. His name is William Daniels.
Obviously, what's more respectful than
the character? You notice I didn't even try.
He's just going. He's just saying, Mr. Feeney. No, it's George Feeney. He lives next door to the Matthews.
Yes. Thank you.
It's kayfabe, brother.
I know. William Daniels, still kicking, 94 years old. That's fantastic.
Yep.
So yeah, we're glad you hung in with longer than the runtime of the actual movie we were talking about. We tried not to, but there's just too much stinkers.
I'm sure Tyler
to really let go.
Cut everything I say out or something to make it only.
Yeah, it's like a 15-minute episode. It's just us and then the Miz was here, and then the park turned on, and then
just knife fight, gunfight, done.
Yep.
Yeah, just leave me defending my undershirts.
Yeah, it's all gonna be undershirt comments.
Yeah, this is the undershirt episode. But make sure and tune in next week for the theme music episode. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll have little snippets, little bites, little tastes of the music we're talking about too. So maybe a little more engaging if you didn't love the Miz being a badass for an hour and a half this week. But until then, keep up with us, man. As always, we're on the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Search The Shoot Show and you'll find us, or call that Shoot Show hotline, 4132-I-SHOOT. And I don't know. You know what I would like for people to do?
Don't be shy, Thomas. We want to hear from you.
They're acapella
call in
versions.
And suggest an episode, Thomas.
Yes.
They're acapella versions of theme songs. You got to do Skylar style. Like you got, let's see. There you go. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, AKA, we already know they're APA. They're going to be represented very well. But yeah, that's going to be a good time. We're looking for a couple weeks of content out of that good discussion, so maybe we won't run so heavy. Until then, guys, take care. We'll see you next week.
Later, guys.
That's right. Good talking to you, boys.
Good talking to you. Stay safe out there. Corona's forgotten. We don't have to be careful.
Later, brothers.
It's over.
Goodbye, brother.